Yep.
Yeah.
65th adventurers wanted.
Woo! Yeah!
Oh God.
I get a day off tomorrow.
Not happy about that at all. Thank you for joining us. I'm just going to quickly run through a couple of things before we start. Just to say this performance, like all of the performances, is a relaxed performance. So that just means we've got a relaxed attitude to any sound or movement from our audience members, just for the benefit of anyone who might not be able to be still or silent throughout the duration of the piece. If at any point you do want to pop out, you head through the door at the back. There's some water in that there. Help yourselves. Come back in whenever you feel ready. I'll be over here, so you can give me a shout if you need anything. We've got some audio headsets as well, so if you'd like to use a set of those, then just come and give me a shout. The lights should stay like this throughout the piece. We are having a few issues with them. They have been lit going out. If that happens, I'll run and I'll get them back on as quick as I can. But there'll always be light floods in this area, and there'll probably be some background music, but it will look like bands or anything like that. That's everything. I'll pass over to Reese, who is our games master.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Reese Lord, and I am the games master for this hour. What is this? What are we doing? We are playing a tabletop role-playing game. What does that mean? Well, these wonderful, wonderful individuals around me are playing their own special and unique characters with their own skills, traits, abilities, and personalities that they can use to affect the world. I, as the games master, play the rest of the world. I play their allies, the monsters they fight, the islands they explore, the seas they sail upon, and sometimes the alcohol that lines their bellies. We've got 165 hours of backstory, so let me catch you up. Our players are crew members upon a scientific research vessel known as the Spirit of the Horizon. They were sent on a mission to investigate an island that seemingly appeared overnight to see if they could find a way to finish the war that they have been fighting. Whilst exploring, they awakened a great old dead god. Ooh. And a last-ditch effort to escape, they read a stone tablet upon which a spell which they didn't fully understand, which threw them into a new reality, with new lands, cities, species, to discover and explore and understand. Our party members find themselves currently in the grips of a political debate about peace between the Komodo, these lizard-like individuals with sandy-coloured scales, and the Katafu, this tall 7-foot race with grotesque faces, thick grey skin, and long black hair. We pick up as our adventurers are in the grips of discussions about how to divide land. I'm sorry, guys, this sounds so dull. This sounds so dull, but it's not, I promise.
Action-packed land disputes, guys. Strap in.
Absolutely. I'm going to give our players a chance to introduce themselves, so tell us your real name, your character's name, and what they do on the ship.
I am Jamie. My character is Lord Bittertooth, half-orc barbarian, and he is a sailor, because I hear you guys are in short supply of them.
We need more sailors. We always need more
I think we have
sailors.
more stowaways than sailors.
We do.
I'm Tom. I'm playing Norton Whitefeather, who is a halfling fighter who ran away from a war that he never really wanted anything to do with, and hid on the ship, didn't stow away permanently, and actually was put to work in the armory of the ship.
I'm Chaz, and I am Golan Height, who is the captain of the Spirit of the Horizon. Violent alcoholic, awkward stepdad, and adopted father to a pet griffin called Chansey.
My name's Meg. My character's name is Leaf. She's a wood elf, and she's the shady janitor.
Yeah.
Cleaning crew, I like
Cleaning
it.
crew. Okay, so we pick up. What were you doing in the palace which you have been accommodated in just before this moment?
It was my birthday
me?
party.
Yeah.
last night.
There was a large party last night. You might be nursing a hangover.
Probably.
Yep.
Drank quite a lot. I only came on this vessel because I thought alcohol was like proper science, and I thought they have lots of it on the ship. Probably waking up from a hangover.
Okay, so you're stirring, looking for food as you wake up for a hangover. What was Leaf doing?
cleaning up the remains of the destruction.
Of course. So you're making your way, cleaning up the remains from the party last night. As you've heard stories and seen it happen to a few individuals, how they've been randomly teleported and switched places with other members of the crew. It's not happened to you yet, but as you're working, you get a metallic tang in your mouth. The hairs on the back of your neck stand on end as your skin is enveloped in a golden flash, and all of a sudden you appear in this large council chamber. Multiple silks hang from the ceiling. There's a bright light that emanates through them. You're surrounded by multiple Komodo and Katafu. And there, sitting next to you, is Captain Golan and the trusty Norton.
So, Commander, Leaf, hello. Right.
I'm still not getting used to this.
No. Peace talks, very important.
What he said. Yeah.
I like to have my broom, like, just
The Sultan puts his hand up and goes, for any of you who are unaware, this is a magical event that happens to crew members of the Spirit of the Horizon. It's nothing to be alarmed by, I'm sure.
No.
Where were we?
If anything, we have more qualified people in to talk peace. In fact, you were making a brilliant point about peace the other day, weren't you, Leaf?
yes.
Yeah.
Pieces of yeah. Pieces of trash
Yes.
on the floor.
Yes.
But peace nonetheless.
Yes, and trash needs to be swept. Oh, you sweep it away. Don't you sweep away the garbage of the past, so that you have the shiny linoleum of the future.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
4.
The conversation carries on without you, ignoring you entirely.
That's right. Sounds about right.
So where do we stand on the division of land? We are sure the idea of a neutral zone won't work. As our history has taught us, those areas just build more conflict. We need clear and precise borders, and I feel that the line I have drawn is fair and just. The Komodo deserve this. You look and you see this large Komodo individual in very regal-looking robes. You look beneath the silks and you see this breastplate adorned with this silver dragon. At his side is a scimitar. He is the Sultan.
Sultan, if you are going to redraw the boundaries in such a fashion, you will have to offer some concession to the Katafu. Maybe the thing we discussed the other day.
Yes, that might be a good idea.
Sorry, what?
What did you have in mind?
The thing that you seem hesitant to do. You have proposed something that the Katafu were hesitant to do, and you're making no concessions yourself. Maybe this would be a decent offering for the Katafu? I know it stands against what you feel in your gut, but if you want the boundaries to be drawn as such, sacrifices are going to have to be made. That was a poor choice of words.
I will not be handing over the general. I understand that the Katafu feel that they have been mistreated by one of my generals. But he is well loved amongst the people. Commander Kor has shown bravery during his time in office.
Yeah, bravery cutting out children's tongues.
No,
Can I get a wisdom saving throw from you?
That is a 7.
You are held in place as the Sultan gives you a strong glare.
Forgive him, Sultan. He does not speak for the Spirit of the Horizon.
Be sure that you keep your people in check, Captain. At this point, Monowa, this large Katafu individual, stands and goes, "And why should we not hand over Commander Core to us? He has committed many crimes against my people. There is an island of children who lost their tongues at his order."
That's what I just said.
You're frozen still.
You are completely
I'm
frozen.
still frozen. Oh, sorry.
Make a wisdom saving throw again.
That is a 17.
You are released.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
The tension in the room is growing fast.
Gentlemen, if we keep up this heated discussion, we'll make no progress whatsoever. Let's return to the matter of the land disputes. Can I just have a look at this map?
Yes, of course.
Can I draw a faint line which is pretty much exactly halfway between like literally just bisecting this?
Mm-hmm.
Now, doesn't that seem a bit more reasonable to both sides?
One moment.
Do I get to roll against it?
No. The Katafu think that this line is fair. We ask for one adjustment, though.
Yes.
We want the temple that stands in the middle of this no man's land.
Oh no. There's always a religion in there.
Listen, I don't think you want that temple, right? Because I went to that temple and I stepped on a plate and I was turned into a minotaur for at least 15 minutes. That was a couple of episodes ago.
That sounds awesome.
Make a persuasion roll.
It's a straight roll, guys. It's a +0.
One.
Oh, would you like to confirm what I rolled? Oh.
That would be a critical fail.
That would, yeah, that is a 1 right there,
Natural 1, everybody. The Katafu look at you. Their eyes turn red as they turn and go, "That place belongs to us. You removed the artifact from it. We have reports saying so. We just want the building. It holds significance to us, while it has nothing for the Komodo."
Well, there is actually currently somebody staying there. If you promise not to evict them, then maybe we can have a deal.
Make a persuasion check.
17!
Hey.
What do you know? I'm sure some sort of arrangement can be made with the individual in question, but the land belongs to us.
Sultan, how do the Komodo feel about this?
He takes a moment and two advisors whisper in his ears. He reaches down with his quill, makes the adjustment for the temple, lines it down a little bit further, and makes a small incropping into the Komodo territory. You take the temple, we take a small bit of farming land. Does this seem like a fair compromise?
No, not doing a clap. Not doing it.
This seems fair.
Peace in our time, peace in our time.
So, Leaf, observing this, what do you feel about all of this after seeing this politics in motion?
I'm just admiring how clean it is.
It is immaculate in this palace. They run a tight ship. Remind me of the character's name?
Lorg.
Pardon?
Lorg.
Lorg.
Yeah.
Looking around Lorg in your half-orc form, seeing multiple members of the Katafu and Komodo having discussions of peace and how to divide land. How do you feel?
Bored.
Bored.
Very
That's
bored.
It's fair. It's not your deal, is
Very
it?
hungover.
Yeah. You're a barbarian. You like to hit things. It's what you're good at.
I'm about 2 minutes away from falling asleep.
That's fair. Okay. As the conversation continues and the discussions carry on, there is much discuss of trade routes and alliances being made, deals being discussed. Is there anything that the crew would like to add to the discussion?
Is there anything from Chauncey? Is there any signal?
Make a perception check.
Chauncey's on the lookout. There's these other.
Well, you'll be
they-
laughing
we
on the
don't
other
think
side
they're
of your
gonna
face because
So
it's an 11.
just keep
It's an
an eye
11,
out
mate.
for them.
There is no sign of
They were
Chauncey.
around last night.
Chauncey is off doing what you ask of her. I feel that there has been much progress made. I shall call a brief recess. Go, have food, regenerate your strength as we continue this conversation later on.
Sultan, if I may,
Yes.
now that the peace talks have officially begun and
Mm-hmm.
progress appears to be being made,
Yes.
do you require the presence of a representative of the Spirit of the Horizon for the entirety of the peace talks?
Your guidance has been invaluable.
Well, in that case, we shall try to stay as long as we can, but keep in mind that we have our own home, which we need to establish peace on.
Of course, I understand.
And my commander would say the same if she was here.
As you're having this discussion, Mongua, the Kafatu leader, calls you over and wishes to have discussion with you.
Yes. Yes, Mongwa.
You see the way they talk to our people, as if we are lesser.
We can't get caught up in intonation now. The situation is very delicate.
I understand, but a bit more respect on their end would go a long way.
Yes. Sometimes you have to be the bigger person.
We are bigger people.
Not literally. I mean, you have to have the the social moral high ground, if you will.
I understand. I will return to my chambers.
Wait, I just have a quick thing. I recently encountered in the audience at the public execution the other day, probably about 2 hours of game time ago, some representatives of Cold Striker here in the city.
Of course. Yes, they were invited. They have the right to have their voice heard.
Yes. They might not want their voice heard with words, though.
What are you implying?
I had a very delicate conversation with Iceblade, which is a stupid name, by the way.
Fucking teenage.
I will keep my eye on them. Thank you for your counsel.
Stupid edge.
During this time, you have a brief recess. Is there anything the party wants to do? Anything you want to go investigate?
Are there any reports from Chauncey about what they've been up to?
You make your way outside the palace, and Chauncey is soaring overhead, doing multiple laps of the city.
I just keep my eyes peeled for the same thing that Chauncey's looking for.
Make a perception check.
That's a natural 20.
Oh!
Well done, sir.
Use the dice.
Yes. You look over and you see multiple of these Kafatu individuals, these large, barbaric individuals who are from the Cold Strike. They are the children of Parched Harbour. They are
Which direction are they coming from?
they are making their way towards the palace.
Meanwhile,
There's a
Yeah.
large group of them.
Do they,
You see one individual in the centre who looks particularly shifty.
are they more Georgia or War in terms of their stance?
What do you mean, Georgia or War?
Are they turning up for a clobber or a chatter?
Make an insight check.
go on, mate.
all of you individuals who are standing in the courtyard would have seen this.
That's an unnatural 20.
Okay. They appear frustrated, slightly angry. They are making their way towards the palace. They're not bolstering any weapons, but they do have weapons on their sides.
Gotcha. Okay. I run to the captain and say, Sir. What? Oh, over there.
Oh God, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Just
I don't think they haven't drawn their swords or anything, but
then neither will we. Let's just see how this plays out. I'll take the vanguard, as it were.
I'll stand behind you, as it were.
Seeing this group approaching, what would Leaf and Long do?
Lord.
Lorg.
Bless you.
Lorg. Let me write that down. Lorg. It's like my last name, but instead of a D, it's a G. Easy enough to remember. What would you like to do, seeing this group approach?
Well, after the recess, I went to go look for Alchemist Kindness
Mhm.
just to help with the hangover. And seeing them approach and seeing all the weapons, I'm immediately excited. And
Of course.
with a hand on my great axe
Mm-hmm.
and another one on a javelin,
Ooh.
start walking towards the captain and such and take their stand.
Okay. Leaf?
I'll just follow everyone else.
Okay. Gently mopping as you go.
All right, everyone. Now we need to be. We need to be careful about what happens here.
Telling me.
The group of Kafatu make their way around your party, seemingly ignoring you.
Is Ice Blade there?
Yep.
Ice Blade.
Not now.
Don't look at me, I didn't write it.
I suppose you're going to have your word heard in the discussions.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've settled the front line, but there is still much in terms of land that has to be discussed, and recompense and justice is still on the table.
When you say land, you mean the land to the north?
Yes.
Here's an idea. How about I go in with you?
If you insist.
No. By all means, you first.
No, after you.
No, I insist, really.
Absolutely, I insist.
No, I'm a guest in this world. You will go.
Well, of course.
Is the doorway not big enough for both you to go?
It's a huge doorway, like the whole group can walk
It's the
through.
principle of the thing.
Listen, Lord, one gift we've brought to this land is passive aggression.
I don't believe in passive aggression.
do
I
all
believe
of
in
them
active
come in?
aggression.
Do all of them need to come in, sir?
Everyone make a perception check.
Oh,
4.
7.
What's a 7?
8.
You still.
Chancey?
Sure.
Yeah, good Chancey.
Chancey rolled a 6.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'm gonna eat this, aren't I?
You still see the shifty-looking individual in the centre
Yeah.
from before.
But that wasn't Ice Blade.
That wasn't Ice Blade.
Okay. Right. Then I passed that on to you then. But there was.
You look through the group, and there's one far too slightly smaller than the rest, not saying a word, keeping their mouth shut, their eyes darting back and forth. Make an insight check.
Me?
Yep.
Insights, come on, baby. 14.
This individual seems incredibly nervous about being here.
Actually, before we all go in, I think it's time we did proper introductions. Hello, I'm going around all of them. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Captain Goldenhide.
Hello.
Hello, Captain Goldenhide.
Hello.
You're right.
Hello.
Hi.
And this is Leaf as well, very important member of the custodial staff. Yeah.
Hello, Leaf.
And then I eventually get to this shitter. I don't believe we've met as well, Captain Goldenhide.
Shakes your hand. No response.
Hey, you seem a bit nervous, dear chap. What's the matter with you?
One of the other Kafatu come forward and saying, "This individual was one of the ones that Commander Court cut the tongue out of.
Oh, fuck.
What are they wearing?
Most of them are wearing these barbarian-like armor, thick hide armor. The one you're talking to
Looks a bit more like a gun, though.
is wearing a large robe.
Can I see any outlines of weapons in the robe?
Make a perception check.
This is textbook assassination.
Yeah.
11.
Nope. Just their limbs. Obviously, they're not able to talk. They don't have a tongue.
All right, fair enough. Can I just lean down into them and just say, well, it's an honor to have you here. I'm very sorry about what happened to you. Hopefully we can get some recompense and peace. And then, really close in. So don't do anything stupid.
Make an intimidation check. Do you want to just confirm that roll for me?
That is a 2 followed by a 0.
That's a critical success.
So I'm guessing an 11's not going to cut it.
The individual looks up at you. Just walks on.
Why don't you sit next to me? Sit
Really
right
quickly,
next to me.
Can I insight any of them to see if any of them look like they want to fight? And any of them
Yeah, absolutely. Make an insight check.
What's a 5?
I mean, they appear aggressive,
Bad time to roll.
but they don't
Bad time to roll.
have their hands on their weapons. They're just a high amount of tension in the air with them.
Okay, well, so if they're sitting right next to me, I assume to the right of me? Am I quite close to the head of the table?
Yes.
Yeah, so if they're sitting to the right of me, I would just like to... I know we're not in combat, but can I hold my action anyway?
Sure.
I'm just going to keep my hand axe on me under the table. Not the maul. Maul's a bit ostentatious, but if I could just keep my hand axe on me after the table in case anyone jumps up, I can...
Okay. You sit,
Unless, oh my god, I've just realised what this is.
you sit down at the table,
Have you realised in character?
and discussions begin again. They're
Sit next to me, for God's sake.
Oh yeah, so have I. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Discussions begin again, and after a few moments, the word of Commander Core is brought back up again by the Cold Strike individuals. They do not allow anyone else to speak as their words fill the room. We will have justice. We deserve this. They tortured those poor people, cut out the children's tongues, and left them there for dead. One of them is amongst us.
Let him speak. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
At this point, the individual standing next to you stands up.
I held it.
Can I get a dexterity saving throw from everyone in the room?
Yeah.
Guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. Plus 9.
You are next to the individual, you are at disadvantage.
Yeah! Gonna get blowed up. That was a natural 19. Yeah.
Is it?
That
You have
is-
danger sense,
Yeah.
Oh, I do have danger sense.
so that'll be a straight roll for you.
Can I use my first one?
Yes.
Excellent. Then in that case, it's a 21.
18.
18?
10.
However, I would like to... However, even though I did roll a 21, I would like to throw myself in front of the Sultan to shield him from the blast.
What?
What did you roll, Leif?
14.
I'm gonna... As a thunderous explosion fills the room, it is engulfed in a fireball. Everyone takes 130 points of fire damage as the room explodes. Is anyone left conscious?
I got 1 hit point.
Of course you do.
I'm down.
No, I'm down.
Okay. As you look around the room, you see multiple limbs of individuals who have been engulfed in this fireball. You look around and you do see your compatriots, some of them badly scorched and burned. You look over at the Sultan's chair and he's gone. He is no more. His life has faded from his eyes.
How about the Katafu representatives?
The everyone in this room took upwards of 100 damage. There are,
So that's including Iceblade.
including Iceblade.
That's intense.
This was clearly a message. As this moment begins, you hear the commotion outside. You look around and you see your comrades on the floor, badly scorched. What does Commander Golan do?
No, Jesus Christ. First
Can
of all,
I get the first set of death saving throws from all of you?
I've got 2 potions. Potion!
What do I add to this?
It's just a straight roll. What did you roll?
19.
That's a pass. You have 1 success.
Wait, you 18.
1 success. 1 failure. Who are you going to first?
You've all got potions on you. Leaf first. And
Leaf.
then these 2.
Okay.
So you pour
Roll
another throw.
8d4 and add 8 to it.
Wow.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I can give you more.
Okay. Who is Captain Golan heading to next?
Let's roll all of those twice. This guy next.
Can I get another death saving throw from both of you? That's a pass?
16.
Pass. You do 8d4 plus 8 of healing.
Yeah, so it's
Make an investigation
all,
check
all of the rolls you made, and then the first set of rolls plus 8.
on Lorg's body.
An investigation check.
See if you can find the healing potion.
15.
You reach along his body and his satchel has been removed from him. You look around and there's a burnt bit of fabric about 7 foot away.
Is it
You
there?
reach out for it.
Yeah.
There is 1 blackened vial inside. 1 more death saving throw.
Does it work? Is it there? Is it in there?
It's in there.
17.
I give it to him.
At this point, as you're approaching him, you see a small cough and splutter. As his eyes open, you wake with 1 hit point.
I still give him the potion, and I'm going to take my own, because I have 1 hit point.
How much am I rolling?
As you stand in this room full of ash and fire, multiple individuals have been completely blown apart. There is a large commotion from outside. You hear the sounds of battle erupting.
Sweet.
You look down at your bodies and your skin has been burned. The healing potion is beginning to take effect and some of the scars begin to fade, but there may be some that remain if you don't get to a cleric soon.
It's almost like I'm only a quarter as strong as I used to be.
Can I look outside?
Yes.
Yeah.
You see multiple Komodo and Katafu engaged in combat. Most of them appear to be Cold Strike militia. You look above as Chauncey swoops down towards the entrance, landing directly in front of you.
I know, Chelsea. Get to safety. It's not safe here. I'll be fine. Go.
She takes to the air and swords towards the Eastern Palace.
I'd like to go into a frenzied rage, please.
Of course. As we enter combat. With all of you on like a quarter health, this is going to be fantastic.
Can I follow the check like this rage?
Absolutely. You both
so
make
it's-
your way
so how
out
much
the
did you
doors
get?
that have been completely blown to smithereens. You feel the rage take over your body as... What triggers your rage?
Yeah. And then you roll.
It's more the smell of death in the air, so
Mhm.
smell of corpses and
Yeah.
blood and such.
35.
And a small
Okay, so you're
smile
on
will creep
35.
across my face.
Of course. That's wow. Your dexterity is 20, Leaf. You go first.
Yeah.
As
20
you find
dexterity.
as you find yourself in consciousness, the cat, Lorg, and the captain making their way towards the entrance. What would Norton be doing in this situation as well? Just to get a position of where you are when you start the battle.
Yeah, that's right. It's serious now. With everything he's just been through, obviously, he does see the captain heading there, probably clocks the rage kicking in,
Mhm.
and follows, but given his personality and weapon, he's going to stay behind. But he does feel a bit better health-wise, and it's almost like he's had a second wind.
Way.
So can I cast second wind?
Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
okay.
As we start off, the top of the combat, Leaf, you awaken, get yourself to your feet, make your way towards the door. You see multiple individuals engaged in combat. You look over, and two of your comrades have gone into this frenzied battle rage. What would you like to do?
Do I have like a weapon?
You do. If you look right
You
here,
have a-
you
you have
have
a
a
rapier.
rapier and a short bow.
Cool. Okay.
So you can either stab them or shoot them.
I'll shoot someone.
Smart move. They also are currently unaware because they're not expecting anyone to survive that blast.
Still standing.
With one, oh my god!
On one
That
hit
was
point.
to give you an idea. That was 26d6, and I upped the average from 4 to 5. So,
I have exactly 131 hit points.
god damn it! All right, Leaf. Who are you aiming for?
One of the baddies.
You understand that the people who probably caused this explosion are the Katafu of the Cold Strike Militia. So they are these large grey humanoids with disgusting looking faces wearing this barbarian-like armor. You aim for one of them? Okay. Roll your attack for me.
Yeah, it's that plus 11. 23.
23 most definitely hits. This creature is unaware of where you are, so you roll your sneak attack damage on top of this. So this is 7d6.
76.
So those and then
those and
3.
then 3. Okay.
18 plus your modifier, which will be next to your weapon damage.
Plus 7.
18 plus 7 is 25.
Woo!
You release this shot and it digs into this Kafatu's shoulder. You hear them reek out in pain as they look over towards the party, seeing you and the two barbarians at your side.
That's right.
Is there anything else you want to do with your turn? You have movement, and as a rogue, you have a thing called cunning action, which means you can hide very quickly.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, roll a stealth check for me.
25, I think.
So I'm really bad at math.
It's okay.
20. No, it'd be 26.
26, as with your quick elven feet, you take a step behind the captain, look out and find a place in the shadows, and just duck into it. No one knows where you are. Okay, so up next, what's your score? 19. Up next, Norton, you're up.
Okay. You know the beginning of Saving Private Ryan?
Yes.
Where it's all lots of... That's what's going on in Norton's head right now.
Yep.
He's flashing back big time, but also very aware that there's something real happening.
Yes.
So, but he also... They didn't see him, is that right? As in he's behind the barbarians and the...
Yep.
So he kind of comes round the side of them. Realizes he's holding his weapon. He maybe doesn't remember grabbing it. Picks it up, aims it at the nearest... What are they called again? The edge lords?
Kafatu.
Katafu, the bad ones.
Yeah.
That did this. And like probably can't really speak very much. Probably kind of hisses, "Came for peace," and then shoots it.
Okay, make your attack roll for me.
Ooh, that is a 13.
13. it bounces off their armor. You still have one more shot if you reload. Make your second attack roll.
Oh, 14.
So, both these bolts just bounce off this Kafatu's armor as we go to the next bit. What's your dexterity very quickly? 15?
14.
You go first. Okay.
Far away are they?
They are currently about 25 foot away from you, engaged in combat.
Sweet, I'm gonna run to the biggest group.
Okay, you get straight into this large group of Kafatu individuals, all engaged in combat with Komodo. You force your way in. What would you like to do? You have 3 attacks.
How
And
many
you're-
of them are there?
there's 5 of them.
I'm gonna aim for the guys in the ice fucking militia thing.
Okay, make your first attack roll for me. You can also reckless this, which gives you advantage, but means they have advantage against you as
Yeah.
well.
Reckless this, yeah. So that would be 27.
27 most definitely hits.
Do you just want me to roll?
Roll 3 of your attacks for me. Thank you.
28.
28 will definitely hit.
20.
Yes, all of those attacks hit. Roll damage for me.
So that's 7 plus 6 plus 3, 16.
16 hits. Oh gosh,
15.
good amount of damage.
12.
12. You focus down on one of these individuals, hacking and slashing away at his chest. This half-orc, seemingly forcing his way into the middle of this group, takes one of them down.
Don't I get an extra attack from Reckless as well?
That's frenzied.
No,
That was all
frenzy.
3 of your attacks. There's 2 attacks with your action, 1 with your bonus action.
Okay.
So, Golan.
Yeah, I'm also going to attack the ice militia.
Yep.
Or 3 times because of frenzy.
Okay.
And all reckless.
Okay.
Going
of
like,
course.
there
was a chance! There was a chance for peace!
It's okay, I'll report saying, no, there wasn't.
That's a natural 16 plus 9, which I assume will hit.
That will hit.
Okay, second attack. 14 plus 9 is 22, so that'll hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
And the third attack. And that's a natural 18 plus 9, I assume that'll hit as well.
Yes.
These are humanoids, are they not?
Yes, they are.
Excellent, so it'll be plus 10 to all of the damage rolls.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is, what is that? That's 17 on the first hit.
Yep.
That is, that's 18. No, it's not 18. It's 19 on the second hit.
Yep.
Reroll the 1. And that's a 19 on the third hit.
How do you want to finish this individual off?
I'm quite angry because peace talks have failed and I've just been exploded at. So I don't want any visible parts left.
You want jelly?
I'd like to make a ragu. Once a barbarian. Maybe leave the head so I could pick it up and turn to the rest of them and go, "Ah!"
So, with this first swipe, you decapitate this Kafatu in front of you. As his body begins to fall, you slice it and slice and slice and bludgeon and bludgeon and bludgeon until there's nothing but a pile of red and white and grey on the floor. Make an intimidation check with advantage.
What is that? That's a 10 on the first one.
Oh gosh.
That is a 14 on the second.
The rest of the group look over at you and see what you and your individuals have done to the party and leg it.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
Yes, you do. Both of you do.
Just the one.
Yes, the one.
Reckless?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sweet. 25.
25 hits.
19.
Hits.
20 damage.
20.
Both of you bring your weapons in as these individuals run away. You get a large chunk out of one of their calves as they begin to limp, heading towards the docks.
Limping.
Limping.
I'd like to pursue.
Of course you would.
I'd like
As
more reckless attacks on as many of them as possible.
Gosh, why did I say limping? For the purposes of this, it actually goes into chase combat, and going at the rate this one is going, the rest of the group make it away from you at a steady pace. The individual who you cut severely on the leg and you bludgeoned his hip falls and drops his weapon.
Cool. Cool. I would like to grab him like that on the face and just twist it off. That's possible.
Make a strength check.
With advantage because I'm raging.
Yes, with advantage because you're raging.
I pursued the others going out.
Yes,
dash.
they are heading towards the docks. Can I get a perception check from you? Thank you.
19.
19.
Yeah.
12.
So, you begin to twist and twist this individual's neck. You hear the bones crack. The skin doesn't come away, sadly, though. You look out at the harbour and you see multiple ships. Katafu, Komodo, and the Spirit. And in the entranceway to this harbour, you see one large Katafu warship sailing. You see the flag of the Cold Strike Militia.
Can I call after these people who are running away?
Sure, what do you say?
Just with this like not quite twisted off head. So this owl that I'm brandishing essentially is facing the other direction. I'm gonna call after them. You tell them I'm coming. Tell them I'm fucking coming. And I'm just gonna try and slam this face into the ground until there's no face.
As we leave the captain making a bloodied mess on the floor, the party pursuing after these Katafu individuals towards the docks. That's where we're going to leave this hour off. I'm going to hand over to our SM Hat. A big round of applause for our players. You've been fantastic. Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much for joining us for this hour. Please do feel free to come back. You can go back to watch, but if you do fancy playing, you can buy your player tickets to the Giant at the Box Office or on the Sweet website. We are here every day until the end of the Fringe, from 10 till 3 and then 5 till 10, so 10 hours every day, all apart from the 24th and 25th. You can catch us live streaming twitch.tv/adventurers Workers, and we're tweeting at Adventurers350. So give us a wee follow, tell your pals, please do come back. We'll quickly fly over to these guys. A couple of little predictions that they're doing.
Right, yes.
Change.
Hat change. I'm in a sketch comedy double act. We're called Dirty White Boys. Our show is called Stupid. It's a very silly, very fast-paced Morecambe and Wise style sketch show. We're on at Just the Tonic at the Caves, which is on Cowgate, at 9:20 p.m. And it's a pay what you want show, so it's free to get in. It'd be lovely to have you there. The vibes have been quite good from the audience. There are flyers on the chair at the end there on your way out. It'd be lovely to have you there. And it's not quite as angry and aggressive as I have been in this game.
And yes, I am lucky enough to have been very distantly involved in the creation of a show that's here with Dugout Theatre. It's called Replay. It's on at 2:15 at Pleasance Courtyard. It's very moving, very funny as well. It's a one-woman show about a policewoman who finds herself in her old childhood home and some memories come back. And, well, it's a lot more funny than that sounds. But, hey, please come along. 2:15 in Pleasance Courtyard.
No.
My friends in Dolls in New Albion.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Go
When's
see
that
that.
one?
Is it the steampunk opera?
Yeah, that's right.
Steampunk opera.
Yeah.
Where is it on?
It's on the space on Nidri Street, and I think it's at 10 past.
10 past 10 every night until Saturday.
Awesome.
Check it out. Well, thank you so much. Please do have a really quick turnover, so thank you for joining us. Please do come back. And yeah, have a great day.
See you at 5 o'clock. Well, not me. I'm out of here.
Well done, that man.
Thanks, man. That was a lot of fun.
A lot.